Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the podcast and for a little life update because I haven't done one of these for a while and the start of 2025 has been quite full on, challenging, great in some ways, horrible in other ways. So I just wanted to get you all up to speed today. So there's some business updates and also some personal life updates as well. So let's get into it. In terms of work, I have been partway through now my practitioner mentoring program, and I'm so glad that I launched this. I had the little intuitive hit last year to I had the little intuitive hit last year to do this, and it's quite a lot of work, but also once it's built and this first round is really just creating it with the lovely group of ladies that are inside, and then I can always use all of that content again in the future. So I don't know when the next round is going to be. I don't know if it's going to be a self-paced evergreen thing that people can jump in whenever they're ready, because I know a lot of people were interested, but they've not quite finished the studies yet. A lot of my clients have gone on to study naturopathic nutrition and do health coaching, and they would love to have me support them while I've helped them on their journey. They like the way that I work and they want to learn from me, which I do recommend getting yourself a mentor or business program because trying to figure it out all on your own, you can do it. I did it. I had little resources and help here and there, but you can really speed up your results and just have it be way more stress-free, and you can end up saving money in the long run rather than you trying to do trial and error. So there's in the group brand new practitioners who are just qualifying this year, and then another lady has been working with clients before, but she's been on maternity leave, so she just needs a little boost and to get back on track with everything work-wise. And yeah, I'm really enjoying it. Module one is all about business foundation, so sharing my favorite hacks and automations and softwares and programs. Module two is all about mindset mastery as a health practitioner, but also a business owner. There can be a lot that goes into it, but definitely when you're working with people and the health, it can be quite an emotional thing. And you want to make sure that you're protecting your energy and yeah, keeping your nervous system and stress levels as regulated as possible. And then module three is all about advanced client results, helping them when they have individuals that they're feeling a little bit stuck with. They want to learn about conditions like acne or mold toxicity and leaky gut on more of a deeper level. And then there is an optional VIP upgrade to module four. Some certifications don't allow you to run labs, but if you do and you want to learn, then module four is all about functional lab testing. And my four favorite functional labs: the GI map stool test, organic acid urine test, HDMA, and Dutch mineral test. So there are technically a couple of spaces still left for this first group, and you're not too late if you want to join in February. It'll just mean that you have to catch up on a few weeks worth of content, but you can still join this first round, which is probably going to be the lowest price, the most value, the most one-to-one connection and time with me, because after each module you get a one-to-one session too. So the link will be in the show notes if you're interested, you're a practitioner, health coach, or on a similar level and you want to hop in. It's open to people in different countries as well, and we can do a free call first just to make sure it's a good fit and that you'll benefit from the program. So yeah, message me for that one if you're interested. Second thing, work-wise, is that I am also partway into my spiritual coaching certification. So this is called the Spiritual Coaching Academy, and it's run by an amazing practitioner called Liz Roberta, who I met on a retreat in May when I went to Mallorca last year. And I'm loving this also so far. It means that I have another tool in my toolkit to use with clients, and I will be a certified spiritual coach come April. I think that's when it ends. It's just been so interesting so far. We've been learning a lot of different things about past lives, and I mentioned this in last week's episode actually, but she says that she has issues with things around her neck. She doesn't like wearing turtleneck jumpers or tight necklaces or anything, or scarves, because she was beheaded in a past life. There was another woman on the call who said she gets really bad reactions when she gets overheated, and that could be that she was burned at the stake as a witch. There's a lot of holistic healers who have this witch wound, I can definitely relate to that. And the lessons have also been really helpful and have coincided with my next point, which is more of a personal update. And I went back and forth whether I wanted to share this, but because I have shared a little bit about my relationship online before, I wanted to make everyone aware that me and Luke are no longer together. And yeah, it just came really nice time in the spiritual coaching academy. We were going through like releasing and energy healing and breath work, and it really just felt like I could process things a lot easier. I would have struggled a lot more if I didn't have these tools in my toolkit like I do now. So I'm not going to go into too much detail about the breakup with respect to Luke, and I did ask him if I could mention it because he's been on the podcast before and on my Instagram, so it's not like he's just disappeared off the face of the earth. I wanted to give you a little bit of a heads up, but not going into all the details. And there was actually nothing that happened. There was no infidelity or anything like that. It was just a feeling that I had for a few months that kept coming to the surface. And when I did the podcast episode on intuition recently, it was this quiet, calm voice, and tried to ignore it for a little while. And I've learned that I can't do that. So yeah, nothing bad happened. There's still a lot of love there, but it just isn't fair to stay in a relationship when you're not 100%. So the first week of that breakup, which happened in January, was really difficult because we were still living together and we would still have to see each other. And when we were away from each other, I find it a bit easier just to do some work or be distracted a little bit. But then when we'd see each other, it would just be so challenging. And luckily that week it was a bit more of a quiet work week, not as many client sessions. That was good too. But the way that my body was responding, it was like I was going through withdrawals. And because of that like emotional, energetic connection, it was insane. I've not been through anything like that before. I've had a boyfriend in the past, but that breakup in comparison was, I wouldn't really say that was like a proper relationship. But I would just catch myself stirring off into space, and I don't even know how long I was doing that for. I would have these like episodes when my body was shaking and I felt so cold and I couldn't heat up. Yeah, I was completely off food. I felt nauseous. My nervous system was just so dysregulated. But we ended up having a really lovely final day together, which wasn't planned, it just kind of happened, where we had a nice chat and we both come to terms with like this was going to happen. We went for dinner together, we watched a film in the evening, we had a laugh, and we were like, we're so mature, we're such adults, and just very grateful that he was cooperative with it all. And we are planning on staying friends, that we're just going through like some time apart, and it also makes me happy to know that he can still be in my life because he was definitely a soulmate, but they're not always meant to be something forever. I'm getting a little bit upset, but yeah, that's my personal update for now. Give me a moment. I just want to take a quick pause to ask you a really important question. Where do you want your health to be in 6 months' time? More energized, feeling comfortable in your skin and body again, excited for life because you're finally starting to see improvements with your health, or frustrated and depressed because you're still struggling with symptoms, which are taking over your life and stopping you from living life to the full. If you want the first option, you're going to have to do something different. After all, the definition of insanity is doing the same things over again and expecting a different result. If you're DIYing your health, meaning trying to heal yourself through researching, trial and error, wasting a lot of money and time in the process, then you could be sabotaging your results. Would you try and fix your car if it broke and you didn't know what was wrong with it? No. So why are you trying to do it all alone when it comes to the most important thing that we have in our life, our health? Trust me, actually asking for help and investing in yourself saves you time, money, and a lot of stress in the long run. I know you're probably not getting any answers or support from your doctor. I've been there too. That's why I created my 6-month signature hormone reset package. This one-to-one coaching package offers the highest level of support and transformation as we'd be closely working together to identify and address the underlying root causes of your health issues. Even if you're already eating healthy and taking supplements, there's so much more to healing, so don't feel like you've tried it all. Let me help you figure out what's causing your stubborn symptoms and support your body in healing naturally, which, in case no one has ever told you, is completely possible. Check out my website, which is linked in the episode show notes for more information, and the links to apply or book an enrollment call are there if you want to chat further. If you've been looking for a sign, this is it. Okay, final, work update. The tears have cleared. The last work update was that I'm hosting another event. So this is going to be in May, Saturday the 17th of May in Manchester, same place as last time. It's the space at the Mill. And pretty much full day, 10 a.m. till 4:30 p.m. Very similar vibe to last year. There is a saved highlight on my Instagram profile that was me just going through the whole day and what we did. So it's just going to be similar to that, but just better. And half the tickets have already sold out at the time of recording, and we're first week of Feb. So yeah, just bear that in mind. There might not be any tickets left. It will sell out, but send me a message if you're interested and you want to come. So it will be talks and workshops from me, Pilates with my lovely friend Katie, somatic breath work, and healing session with Jasmine St. Clair, who was there last time too. Healthy, gluten-free, buffet-style lunch, which was delicious. Goodies, connection, meeting other people. And I would love to have you. If you missed out last time or you want to come back for round two, tickets are £65 each. And I have clients flying in again from Europe, the same couple who I love. She's a client of mine. So no excuses if you're in England, and especially if you're local to Manchester, you need to come. I would love to meet you, have you there, and it's just going to be an amazing day. And yeah, I do want to do more in-person stuff because I loved it last time. It was pretty full on. I've learned some lessons like not having a ton of caffeine and making sure I eat breakfast and don't carry 20 heavy boxes up the stairs before we start. So I've made some changes. So yeah, it's going to be even better this time round. And then last but not least, a major manifestation and personal update. It kind of ties to work as well, and I will be sharing about this more on the podcast and my social media when it's happened. But at the end of this month, I'm heading to Switzerland with one of my clients, Charlie, and we're going to a Joe Dispenza workshop. I totally manifested this, and it's a crazy story. So I shared this on my TikTok recently, but if you missed that, at the end of 2024, around the 30th, I think it was, I hosted a workshop, which was open to everyone, but a lot of clients came. It was the Up Level 2025 workshop. And in that, I had people reflect on their year. I had them write down their manifestations for 2025. And it was a good 2-hour workshop, I think 90 minutes to 2 hours. And as my clients were going through this, I was also going through it at the same time. So I was just thinking what I want from 2025. And 3 things popped into my mind, all separate. I didn't think that these would be connected at all. And it was just like a desire, but not me going into planning mode, trying to figure out how they were coming in. So it was that detachment, I think, that was really key. So the first thing was that I wanted to visit Switzerland. I was thinking maybe in September for my birthday, doing more of the central, is it Grindelwald and the hikes and all of that, the naturey thing. So I just said Switzerland as a general. And I looked into my astrocartography. This is also something else that I'm really into. I think it's on astro.com. It's based on your birth chart. And then I took that map that it gives you, put it into ChatGPT and asked it, where are the top 10 places based on my astrocartography that I should visit? And Switzerland is one of them. And the other places, like places in the US, I've always felt drawn to. So this is really cool astrology hack, and it ties to your travel and which places in the world are good for you, not so good for you. There's lessons to be learned in certain places. So Switzerland was on there. And the second thing that I wanted to manifest was to go to a Joe Dispenza workshop, but I hadn't looked into when's the next one, how much they are, where they're at. I knew we did these week-long ones. And I thought it would have been that I'd gone to, but actually you need to go to the weekend one first before you can be accepted into that. So we'll come back to this in a second. And then the third one is that I wanted to win something, a trip, ideally this time, because in 2024 too, I won a couple of competitions and it just gave me this like really lucky girl energy. And I just wanted to have it be a triple win. And a trip would have been really cool. So then my lovely client Charlie was on the workshop. And I think I just dropped into the conversation something about Joe Dispenza in passing, just saying how much I love him. And then after the call, either a day or a couple of days later, she sent me a message on Instagram, and I was on Christmas break at this point, so I wasn't checking emails, I wasn't really connecting with clients other than that workshop. And she said, I've sent you an email, so just take a look at it when you can and get back to me. And I just like brushed her off a little bit. I was like, I'm just off until Thursday. I'll get back to you then when I'm back at work. But then I looked at the subject line and it was something intriguing, like an exciting opportunity. So I just opened it, had a little glimpse, and she was inviting me to a Joe Dispenza workshop in Switzerland, and she was gonna pay for the ticket or give me a ticket to the weekend. So all three of the manifestations happened in one go within literally days of me just setting the intention. So I was in shock, but also kind of not surprised either because manifestation is so real, it works. And I really do think it was me just setting the intention and just letting go and like I'll get to it when it's meant to happen. I trust that it's going to happen. And it did. And she's very into spirituality and manifestation too. And yeah, she was meant to be going with someone else and they could no longer go. So because she's had such a good experience working with me and I love her as a client. She loves me as well. She was at the workshop. She got me this lovely, I wear it all the time, little bracelet with 1111 on there because that's her sign from the universe too. And we're going to be going to Basel in Switzerland at the end of February. And I will definitely be documenting everything, probably on Instagram, and then a recap, my summary, my takeaways on the podcast too. So I will definitely be sharing. But his stuff is insane. I've known about him for years and was into his stuff a while ago, but in 2024 and now 2025, I've just been re-inspired by his work. He has a series on Gaia, which is the spiritual Netflix online called Rewired. Highly recommend watching that. He also has a few books, Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself, Superhuman. Is it called Superhuman? Yeah, something like that. And I've probably listened to every episode he's ever done, every interview. He has an insane story. He was I think in a car accident and he was paralyzed and in a wheelchair and he told that he'd never walk again. And using the power of his mind and meditation and the subconscious, he was able to rebuild his spine and heal. And now he can walk and he helps other people heal as well from physical ailments, but also just manifesting your dreams, whatever they are. So I cannot wait for this weekend, the weekend that I'm going. And yeah, that was my final update for now. It's only February and a lot has happened. And I am just open to whatever is to come for the rest of 2025. So as I said, ups and downs. It's been a crazy one, but I'm here for it. I trust the process. I trust my path. And thank you for listening. If you've got any questions, let me know. And I will see you here next week for another episode of the Viva Natural Health podcast.